Amazon shares rallied in after-hours trading on Thursday after the company posted a big earnings beat for the fourth quarter, helped by its investment in electric vehicle company Rivian. Earnings per share stood at $5.8, significantly higher than the expected $3.57. But sales numbers were weaker than expected and the guidance was disappointing. In fact, fourth quarter sales grew 9.4%, Amazon's first period of single-digit growth since 2017. Despite this, shares popped as much as 14% in extended trading as Amazon disclosed revenue from its fast-growing advertising business for the first time, as well as a gain of almost $12 billion from its investment in Rivian. And the company's cloud computing business, AWS, climbed almost 40%, topping analyst estimates. For more on this now, joining us is Susanna Streeter, investment analyst at Hargreaves Lansdown in Bristol. Many thanks for being with us today. Susanna, first of all, can you help us understand the breakdown of the company's earnings, given the different lines of businesses? I mean, we've seen the delivery service, the cloud computing, but also the advertising business.
Yeah, it's this diversification that really does provide Amazon with a lot of resilience. And I think that's why you saw the shares rise despite that halving of operational profit. Now, let's look at its e-commerce arm to start off with. The Omicron headwinds, the higher supply chain costs, the higher labor costs, they're all eating into profits for the e-commerce platform. However, by investing big, I think Amazon really is cementing its position as the king of e-commerce, despite the fact that it meant that profits certainly were very much dented for this area of the business. What's really supporting Amazon is its growing advertising business, with revenues increasing by around a third. And I think that's what certainly pleased the market. Also, the fact that because of its popularity and the way that Amazon is now relied on by so many households around the world, there's an expectation that even though it is increasing its subscription, its cost of the Prime subscription, that many of its customers will just accept that because they're so used to Prime, not just for deliverers, but for streaming services as well. And so all of these factors have added together to boost the share price. But one key element is Amazon Web Services. This really is the powerhouse of profits right now.
As you said, I mean, exceptional growth in its cloud computing business, but also exceptional growth in the advertising business. But what's also exceptional, Susanna, these days, I mean, is the volatility that we are seeing in these stock markets led by these mega cap tech companies. I mean, do you expect this dynamic to continue in the markets? And also, can we start drawing conclusions related to the winners and losers in this in the post-pandemic world?
Yes, so I certainly do think that this roller coaster ride that we've seen, as far as tech stocks in particular are concerned, is going to continue. And we're going to most likely see a lurch back upwards of the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 when the trading begins on Wall Street again after those dramatic drops yesterday. So the market being lifted by these numbers, not just from Amazon, but also from Snap as well, because after that real disappointment from Meta with user growth really stalling, there weren't very high hopes really for Snap. But of course, it has a much different, much younger demographic to Facebook, because certainly users don't want to be hanging out in a social space where their parents are. That's the same for any social space. It's the same on social media as well. But instead, Snap's revenues have surged because it is so popular among the younger generation. So I think all of this is going to show an upswing later in sentiment. But certainly you are seeing the winners and losers.
Interesting.
Certainly in the terms of this latest earnings round, with those cloud computing giants really cleaning up Microsoft and Amazon and Alphabet.
Absolutely. We're going to see what happens at the open today for Amazon and I mean the Nasdaq more in general. Susanna Streeter, thanks for being with us today.